Hey guys, what's going on? It's Blockbull right about now, bringing you the latest episode to the channel. Now today we're going to take a look at some of the technical analysis in the current crypto markets to date. Now first and foremost, before we do get onto Wadzpay and some of the other tokens, for example Xrp Xdc, we'll cover a few others. We're just going to have a quick look and recap on the watch list for the coin market cap. So as you can see here, we'll just filter through 7-day percentage decrease, increase. So Velo's down obviously 25-26% on the week. Gala also down near enough 20%. Wadzpay, which we will be covering, which I believe is my number one pick now, just because obviously we made that healthy correction. Wadzpay is down drastically, and we will be covering the charts very shortly to highlight the opportunity in the market and the gains that can be had for Wadzpay token, built on the XDC network. If you was unaware of that, got Casper as well, 17%, Constellation DAG 16-17%, Dogecoin 14%. Let's have a look. Quant 9%, Stellar, XDC holding up really well. Not as well as XRP, because XRP, believe it or not guys, is up 1.5% on the week. Now I'm going to take you over here to the Wadzpay crypto. Here we go. So you can see these two trend lines that are marked out, bottom line being support, and obviously this top red trend line marking through these 1, 2, 3 peaks, and it's created this sort of megaphone sort of structure. Now you can see where this structure has begun to play out from the beginning of July. So we are literally a week away from this structure, which has been playing out for the past 2 years. So I believe we are pretty close now for Wadzpay making a massive move, and you can see this massive retracement here from the top of the megaphone capitulation. I believe this is the last great buying opportunity for this particular asset in this bull market to come. Okay, so I'm just going to take the measuring tools here. So the first sort of impulse there, our first touch, 440%. Which is absolutely phenomenal. And you know what, it's not just the increase and the return on investment for me that I look at. I also look at the time horizon as well. How quickly can we make 440%? This is illustrating this. We made 440% gains within 5 days. You know, we're not waiting weeks or months or like quarters here. We're not waiting years for these returns. We are literally waiting 5 days. And it's the same here. As soon as we get the bounce for Wadzpay here off the bottom, we're rallying all the way to the top of that trend line. So 330%, you know, nothing to be sniffed at. So done really well again. You know, what are these, like 3-4 X's? You know, easy money. What's that done in 5 days again? Within 5 days you made 300-400%. It's absolutely phenomenal. Here we've not quite, obviously this has gone about 50% of the way to the megaphone, so this is almost like a fake out, if you will. However, it looks as if we're challenging these you know, interim highs here. So I'm going to measure this one as well, just for clarity. So 225%, again, decent returns. Then obviously we've been into the consolidation as well. Then we'll measure this third and final peak, which has played out. Again, 200, if you're going right to the top of the wick there, 284%. That's done that within, let me just redraw that again, because what I'll do is I could go from there, so I'm just getting the bar. So it's about 20 days, so let's just call it 3 weeks. So within 3 weeks you made about 280% gains, which is absolutely phenomenal. This is where we are at the moment, guys. Now we are literally trading on the bottom trend line once again. I'm just going to pause the video quickly. I will resume. I've just got to let the dog in 1 sec. Right, okay, we're back to it. So what was I saying? So I've just highlighted this section here. So it looks as if we're going to get this bounce now off the bottom trend line. Now we could grind along the bottom trend line, which we have done in this sort of instance, or this sort of instance here. But for me, we're at a level now, even if we just get a gradual grind, you know, you're always going to be in positive equity. So for me, the risk to reward element on Wadzpay token is absolutely phenomenal. And that's just if we get to the top of this megaphone structure here. So this is where price is right now. Let's just measure this. Very, very sensitive. So even if we get to the top of here, I'd say we're looking at about 360%. But I believe I've drawn this blue horizontal trend line here. So this structure here, this peak, has penetrated this important supply and demand area, which has obviously been resistance for the whole of this sort of bear market, if you will. Obviously, we're going into the bull now, so we've tested that already. So I would be looking to flip this resistance into supports. I believe Wadzpay from here can actually penetrate and flip this blue horizontal line. So I believe we can actually start challenging for this higher blue horizontal line across the screen here. Because look, we've got one peak, well, I say a peak, we got this wick here, got this second wick and third wick. So Wadzpay has obviously got an algorithm where it makes like 3 peaks, 1 peak, 2 peak, 3 peak, and obviously you've had that fake out in between. So I believe we can challenge there, and I've just gone conservative as well with the target, because obviously you've got 1 peak, 2 peak, 3 peak, and this peak here is the lowest of the 3, so that would be sort of my conservative target next. Obviously there's one here, and challenge up here as well at all-time highs around 43 cents. So let's just take this for example. Where can we go now from current price action up to, let me just make that screen brighter. I am going to measure in terms of percent. Look at that. Near enough 1500% returns on Wadzpay WTK. And that will be done pretty quickly, as I've shown you guys. Obviously, you know, we're looking at 5 days, and what was that, 3 weeks, was it? So, you know, maximum you're looking at 3 weeks once we do get going. As I said, we can grind along that bottom trend line, but once we get going, I expect within 3 weeks we could start challenging these previous 3 peaks here. So, for example, let's just get the calculator out. Let's just say, I don't know, say you got like $5,000 in there invested, plus we're going to say 1500%, which is these gains here. Just going to round it up. You know, you're looking at a 75k profit. Click equals again to add your initial. So from a £5,000 investment, you've made $80,000, £80,000, which is absolutely significant. So guys, that's just Wadzpay. We're going to have a quick look at XDC and also XRP to wrap up. Now it looks as if XDC is breaking down in this blue sort of tight channel here. You can see we're on the daily now, so we've been tying in here. Obviously we did a retest and we got that massive liquidation spike up to the top. It looks like we're going to be rolling over, so whether or not we're going to bounce off this bottom trend line, who knows. We could even go deeper as well. We have gone deeper in the past here. What I can do is I'll go to the weekly again, just because it's more reliable data. Let's scroll out of here. So I'd be looking at something along the lines of, let's get the inception there, the open of that green candle. That would mark out, and then we're going to catch this close here. And then we've got this again, 3 peaks, 1, 2, 3. And it looks like we're coming down to retest down here as well. So yeah, I can't see risk to reward again for XDC is absolutely phenomenal, because I can't see us coming much lower than this. Yes, we've broken this blue sort of consolidation range, but if we do get this sort of bounce and we break this red upper trend line, then we are good to go. That's when we will be going to the markets to collect our cheddar. Now finally, we will move on to XRP. So XRP, here we go. Again, we're on the weekly time frame. Nothing has changed. As I was just showing you there on CoinMarketCap, it is holding up really, really well on the weekly time frame. So again, XRP is in that consolidation phase, which XDC was in. However, XDC seems to be breaking down now. I expect XRP to do a similar move to XDC, and over the next week or two gradually come down to about 44-45 cent before we do get takeoff around, well, week commencing the 8th of July when Donald Trump does get sentenced. These are my 2 interim targets here. So again, 3 peaks, 1 peak, 2 peak, 3 peak. Again, conservatively, I'm going for that bottom sort of not trend line, but that horizontal line there at $1.22. So I'll be aiming for there, and then that sort of range there up at $1.55. So we need to crack that sort of significant structure. Then obviously it will be off to the market for XRP, challenging all-time highs anywhere between $2.77 and I know on other exchanges this is stipulating $3.28, but I know on other exchanges it flew up to $3.80 on the Coinbase exchange, for example. But there's some serious gains to be had now. We have had it rough, but I believe we are pretty much at the end of this bear market cycle. You can call it bear market or, that transition into the bull market. Depends which way you want to see it. But Ethereum spot ETF goes live in the next couple of weeks. Obviously, we've had that news with Ethereum as well. The SEC have said, look, we are no longer pursuing any investigations. The Ethereum is pretty much classified as a commodity now, so there's no risk of that being deemed a security, unlike XRP, as that is still in litigation. So overall, the fact that Ethereum is cleared now with the SEC, that is fantastic news for the bull market and the crypto industry as a whole. However, I'd like to wrap up there because we're getting on now. I like to keep my videos nice and short, 10-minute mark roughly. Anyhow, if you enjoyed the content, make sure you smash the like button. If you're not already subscribed or you're new around here, consider subscribing. I've been the Block Bull, guys. Take it easy. Over and out.